I'm Wendy.
I'm Steve, and this is Pippin.
And together we're the Happy Travellers.
Right, well, I just wanted to give you a bit of an update on how we're getting on with the solar panels. We fitted 2 of the 3. I've still got the third one to put on, but that will come at some point. It's not urgent or important, but the other 2 were important, I think, to keep our power banks charged up. Because that, what we're doing now, what we found is that we can use one power bank over by the sort of kitchen area and the other power bank over by the hab door, which we use for boiling a kettle, and now, since we had the solar panels, use that for our air fryer. Great. So we're doing more cooking on those power banks, using the power on the power banks, and they're getting charged up from the solar panels, and indeed from the charger 2, the Bluetti charger 2, while we're driving along. Although that seems to only work with the Bluetti. I think you need to change settings if you're switching power banks. So, I'm happy with that. That's absolutely fine. So here's a little video to show you some of the process that I went through, some of the detail and the problems, and then after you've seen all that, I'll show you a bit more about how we're getting on with the power banks, and whether we're staying charged up, whether we need to plug in, and that sort of stuff. So stay tuned, see what we've done, and then I'll tell you about the detail of it after this. I'm using this, but I didn't use it all. I didn't clean this out, so it all hardens in there. What I've done is bought a little packet of 10 new nozzles. So I bought this little packet of what look like sticky pads, but they are cable tie mounts. They're smaller than I thought they were going to be, but let me show you exactly what they are and how they work. I've got this little tiny packet of cable. I've had these for ages. And a good way to do that is not to open them at the top, but they come with a thing, but to cut a little hole in the side so they don't fall out, but you can pull them out like that, and they all stay together. But these come with a little sticky pad on. As I say, they're a lot smaller than I thought they were going to be, but this goes through, that sticks onto the roof, and then you put the cable through there and then tighten it down, so it's then stuck to the roof and not flapping around while you're driving along at 60 miles an hour. We did drive yesterday to fill up with gas, and at some points we were going at 60 miles an hour, and I'm very happy to say that both solar panels remained on the roof.
Yes.
They're very firmly on. I use Sikaflex 554, which is the high dynamic environment adhesive, so I don't think they're ever coming off. So I've got to clean the roof a bit, stick some of these on to get the cable tied, get the cable secure to the roof. And we're nearly there. I've got to stretch a cable from the solar panel just here to the solar panel at the back. I don't really like to walk on this van roof. I don't know why. So I'm going to have to secure it that side with these, and then pull it tight and secure it this side with a couple more that stick to the roof. That might flap a bit, and I might have to at some point get up on the roof and just to put the cable ties on like this. But these will do the job for the time being. Hole in the roof.
Are you feeling a lot more happier now?
That was easier than I thought.
Yeah.
Because it just went straight through.
Is it in the correct place though?
It's a bit further forward than I thought it would be, but it is in the correct place.
Good.
So it comes in through the roof there and into the corner of the inside cupboard, where it will go through the side of the cupboard where there's wires already going, and then it will drop down to the sort of electrical area under the seat. Very good. I got this cable entry gland, so this gets glued to the roof to stop it leaking.
Yes. Oh, that's a good idea.
Slightly the wrong one. What I should have bought is, because I thought I was going to have more than one set of cables.
Yes.
Like a black and red and a black and red. Don't know why I thought that. I bought one with two. This should only have one properly. So I'll put a black cable through there and a red cable through there, and then tighten those up, and that'll make those watertight, rather than leave one open. See, it's...
And how much did that cost you?
About £7, £6 for two.
Oh, £6. And where did you get that from then? Online? Oh, Amazon, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, you can get everything Amazon, yes. You ever bought anything from Temu?
No.
Is it something you would consider?
No.
No.
No. I know buying from Amazon's almost as bad as Temu, but Temu are renowned for the Chinese sweatshops. What isn't?
Yeah.
All right. Anyway. MC4 connectors. MC stands for micro connector. And they look like this. So, and that makes it easy to connect them up. But I started to connect up. I started to make these connections before I realised, or I don't know how long the cable needs to be.
Right.
So I'm just going to undo this one.
Yes.
And feed this in. So I've got a lot of cable down there, all that black and all that red.
Oh goodness.
Yeah. So I want to undo this, and this the kit again from Amazon comes with these special spanners. I didn't really understand them at first, but I do now. You put that one over there and that one there, and then that undoes it.
Oh,
and that one's that one's a special shape. It won't go on the wrong way. It will go on that way, but
yes,
when you tighten it up,
yes,
when it gets tight, this slips off. So it's like a torque wrench, not quite a torque wrench, but it slips off, stops you over tightening. And there's the little connector. The reason I want to take this apart, that instead of that will fit through the hole from the inside.
Oh yes, 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 yeah.
And then I can just redo that at the top. Here we are, I'm up the ladder. This is, just get you turned around a bit, show you where the solar panels are. So this is the first solar panel I fitted, and I've got the parallel connectors onto that, and they're, well, almost secured to the roof. I think I'll have to use a bit of Sikaflex on that. But the other panel is right over that way, so I've got to run the cable over to this side and then down here to connect up with these other cables. So this is the first panel, and I've got these parallel connectors. First one's connected up, going to the inlet gland here, going through that little hole in the roof. That's going to be Sikaflexed down onto there. They're going to be tightened up. They're secured onto the roof with the little cable tie things. I'm not sure that one's not strong enough for that. I'll have to do that again, that one. But the other panel is over that way. Ooh, just get those leaves out of the way. Over that way. You see the cables on top of it there. But that's got to come from that cable there, across the roof, and then down this side to connect up with these. And that'll give me 430 watts of solar power in parallel. So they are 24 volt panels. So it'll be 430 watts at 24 volts. I could have done them in series, but there was varying recommendations of what the power banks would actually accept in terms of voltage. So I was a bit nervous about that. I didn't want to overvolt it. So if you connect in series, it doubles the voltage, keeps it at 215 across the two panels. But the open circuit voltage might have been too much for the power banks and the charger. So I decided go parallel, keep the voltage lower. You're still getting the same power. In series, to my mind, is better. They start giving you juice earlier and last longer through the day. But you know, it is what it is. So there we are. Where I've just got to seal that in and then do the other bit of wiring. Wow, that went better than I thought. The thing about using Sikaflex, I'm using this, but I didn't use it all on sticking the first panel down. So it left me with about a third of a tube left, enough to stick down the inlet gland. But as what usually happens, I didn't clean this out. It's really hard to clean out because it's that sticky sticky stuff, right? So it all hardens in there. So what I've done is, in prep for that, I went ahead and bought a little packet. I think this was like a couple of quid. A little packet of 10 new nozzles, completely clear, because all the stuff inside the tube is sealed off and doesn't dry. So that's really good. So I can throw that original nozzle away, fit a new nozzle, which I can then use to squeeze out onto the inlet gland. Brilliant.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that video of the process, some of the issues that I faced getting through and how I got over those. But the good thing is that we are managing not to plug in to hook up to recharge those power banks. We're doing quite well. We're lucky because it's sort of coming into summer, so we're getting a lot more sunny days. Even on a day like today, where it's brighter but it's not sunny,
and you know there's a lot of cloud cover, we're still getting quite a bit of solar power coming in, allowing us to recharge the power banks. So what we find is we use the power banks towards the evening more for cooking, and during the day they get boosted up. And I think even without any sunshine or solar charging, we could last probably 2 to 3 days on those without using any gas cooking, which is great, isn't it? Because that's what they're for. So it's free energy, saving us using our gas to cook on. So that's, you know, I think it's been a real success. I'm really happy that we've been able to fit those. You know, we've driven around, they're solid on the roof, there's no issues. You know, there's a lot of horror stories about, you know, people doing their DIY solar panel fixing and then flying off down the motorway. You know, it's just like, you know, I think it's all sort of scaremongering. But if you use the right adhesive, I use the Sikaflex 554, which is for dynamic environments, so it's really strong adhesive. And I use self-tapping screws to go in the side. It's all good. But I hope you've enjoyed it, and it's given you a bit of information, maybe a bit of confidence to do your own solar panels. It's not that difficult. It really isn't. You know, I was really worried about it, but it isn't that difficult. So crack on, do your own. See you in the next one. Bye-bye for now.
Bye.